tonight's second game features the Missouri Valley Vikings and your MNU Pioneers. The Vikings enter tonight's contest with a 2-8 record overall and 1-4 in the heart. The Pioneers are 9-2 with a 4-1 record in the Heart of America Conference. Now, before we begin tonight's competition, we'd like to have a moment of silence as we celebrate a faith-filled life and express our condolences to the family of Dr. Donald H. Bell Sr., who passed away on December 8th, 2022. Dr. Bell was a great friend, benefactor, and trustee of the university, along with being a loyal supporter of MNU athletics. Through the years, his life had a profound impact on the university, and he will be greatly missed in our community. Please stand for an invocation led by Todd Garrett and a moment of silence, followed by the singing of our national anthem, actually be played by the MNU band. Starting lineups, first for Missouri Valley. Starting in guard, 6-foot sophomore from Marshall, Missouri, number 1, Jace Lance. At the other guard, 6'4" junior from Emory, Michigan, number 3, TJ Wallace. At the other guard, 6'3" sophomore from Belleville, Illinois, number 5, Jolene Patterson. At forward, 6'5" sophomore from Warrenton, Georgia, number 32, Jarius Burnett. And at center, 7-foot senior from Cardiff, Wales, number 40, Jonathan Hall. Missouri Valley is coached by Chad Glass. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Pioneers. Starting at guard, 6'1" sophomore from Lorain, Ohio, number 5, Ed Wright II. At the other guard, 6'3" freshman from Dayton, Ohio, number 11, Makai Elmore. At the other guard, 6'5" senior from McPherson, Kansas, number 13, Jake Alexander.
Well, welcome into the Cook Center on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University. We are here at the Bell Family Arena after the tribute and moment of silence to Dr. Don Bell, who tragically passed away this evening, or excuse me, earlier this week, who was a longtime supporter of Pioneer basketball and the university as a whole, will be sorely missed in our community. And Pioneers will tip it off in Bell Family Arena in a Heart of America Conference matchup between the visiting Missouri Valley College Vikings as Caleb Jones-McCrary jumps center with a 7-footer from Wales, Jonathan Hall. And Caleb, off his feet, quickly wins the tip, and Mekhi Elmore going to get things started for the Pioneers. He goes to Anthony Brown left side. They get a switch, and point guard Jace Lance outmatched size-wise on Anthony Brown in the post, and Anthony goes right to the bucket, misses the jump hook. Rebound to LaJuan Patterson. Or Jelon Patterson, excuse me. The Vikings come into the ballgame just 2-8 and a 1-4 record, but the last 3 ball games that they've lost have come in one possession game, in double overtime, and in overtime respectively. A very competitive ball team, especially in Heart of America Conference play. Keep your eye on number 1 in the orange jerseys, Jace Lance, the son of head coach Chad Lance, who can absolutely fill it up, especially from downtown. Had a 39-point performance already in his young sophomore campaign. Anthony Brown again in the paint. Shot fake, got his man off his feet. Right to the bucket for the easy deuce. TJ Wallace bit on that shot fake, and 2 possessions already the Pioneers have gone to Anthony Brown in the post, and the Vikings have played one-on-one each time. 2 good looks. Anthony 1 for 2. Lance off the ball screen, swings it to Jarius Burnett. Thought about a triple, turned it down. Vikings run some offense, dribble handoff action. Hall to Wallace, TJ Wallace into the paint. Couldn't get it to go. Good defense inside by Jones-McCrary. Long outlet from Anthony, stolen away and then turned over. Jelon Patterson stole the long outlet and was losing his footing. Tried to find Jace Lance on the sideline, just misconnected. Beat Pioneer basketball. Longtime Heart of America official Pat Bay having a conversation with his co-official on the baseline. Not sure if they're going to, I think they're talking about where they should reset the shot clock. They're going to leave it at just 20. Coach Shepker would like an explanation, doesn't get one. Why he didn't get the full 30-second reset. Pioneers run a little dribble weave action to get Mekhi Elmore going downhill. He throws a skip pass in the corner to Ed Wright. Mekhi so good off that dribble handoff action, getting downhill to his left hand especially. Thought about the layup, that time throws the skip pass into the corner, and Pioneers gonna have to inbound baseline underneath with just 8 on the shot clock. Alexander turns down the 3. Into the paint, takes a pull-up jumper and left it short. TJ Wallace grabs the rebound, brings it across himself. Now to Jace Lance. Lance directs traffic to Patterson. Floppy action for Lance. He comes off the pin down screen left side. Guarded by Alexander on the switch. Jake ices a ball screen, no screen came. And Jace Lance hits the pull-up jumper on the left side, ties us at 2. Brown in transition. His shot was blocked by TJ Wallace, but last touch by Burnett in the orange jerseys. Pioneers will keep possession. Elmore to inbound. Box set for the Pioneers. Was looking to go to Jones-McCrary inside. Was open for just a second, and then the long arms of 7-footer Hall covered it up. Jones-McCrary, high ball screen. Pioneers don't use it. Swung around the perimeter. Ed Wright isolated on Burnett. Burnett with the size advantage, able to stay in front. Alexander in the post. Jones-McCrary, double team comes. Still got it off the rim, fighting for the offensive rebound. Hall comes down with it. Patterson lost the handle, but TJ Wallace right there cleans it up. They get it inside to the big fella, and Jonathan Hall lays it in over the front of the rim. Missouri Valley with an early 4-2 lead. Elmore in transition. Stop and pop, pull-up jumper, rattles in. Mekhi Elmore. So quick in transition. Gets to that 15-foot spot on the elbow. Stops on a dime, raises up, knocks it down. Ties us at 4. Patterson swings. Burnett enters the post. Jonathan Hall one-on-one with Jones-McCrary. Was looking to drop a pass off to TJ Wallace. Anthony Brown deflected it. Wallace got it back, missed the short corner jumper. Pioneers look to run. Elmore ahead of the pack to Anthony Brown, who throws one down on top of TJ Wallace. That is an absolute poster. Anthony Brown cocks one back and puts it on the head of number 3 in the orange jerseys. Not a huge student section here tonight because finals are over and guys are gone, but they would be going nuts right now as Jake Alexander dunks one on top of Burnett. And Coach Lance is going to take a timeout and talk things over. The last 4 points for the Pioneers have been highlight dunk. Alexander's an and one, a chance to make it a 5-point lead. What a ridiculous stretch for the home team. Anthony Brown and Jake Alexander with back-to-back posters, and the Pioneers lead by 4. Vikings want to talk things over. We'll take a short timeout. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. So Alexander at the line for one more, took the contact and still finished with the dunk. Heads to the line and rattles out, look good. Rattles out the free throw, that's the commentator curse. Valley looking to go fast. Full court outlet, batted around and last touch by Jelon Patterson, be Pioneer basketball. Mackay brings it across transition, dribble handoff with Alexander. Jones McCrary to Ed Wright. Ed top of the key, probing. Tried to feed Jones McCrary inside. That spinning bounce pass goes out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Viking basketball. Lance sets the offense. Dribble handoff with Wallace. To Burnett, right back to Jace Lance. Chased into a little double drag ball screen. Wallace takes a 3, top of the key, left it short. Anthony Brown tips the rebound out. It falls in the hands of Jace Lance, who gets the floater to drop. 8-6 your score. Lance has 4 for the Vikings. Elmore looking to go inside to Jones McCrary, who got a switch. He's being guarded by 6'5" Jarius Burnett instead of the 7-footer. And Pioneers are going to be whistled for a travel. Brooks Langer going to check into the ball game. Lance goes top of the key to Hall, all the way out at the timeline. Don't have to guard him there, though he can shoot it from the 3-point line. Patterson, top of the key, one-on-one with Langer. Drives right, gets a screen from Jonathan Hall, just lit up Brooks Langer. Legal screen, but didn't see it coming. Hall tried to feed the post, and Burnett couldn't handle it. Jarius Burnett not expecting the high-low feed. Off his hands, out of bounds. Pioneers fortunate. Come away with another turnover. Elmore gets it to Langer off the zipper cut. Dribble handoff action. They're going to get Anthony Brown going downhill to his right hand. Skip pass. Langer, shot fake into the paint. Draws 2, kicks it to Elmore. Thought about the 3. He probes. Gets into the paint, pull-up, jumpers up and good. Mackay Elmore has 2 mid-range pull-ups. He's got 4. The lead is 4. Vikings look to get it to Lance off that floppy action. Double screen. They do. Pioneers end up switching Alexander onto him. A little more size. Now Elmore back to his original matchup. Mackay fights over the ball screen. Jace Lance, you've got to guard him all over the floor. Has the green light. Ball was batted around. Not sure the Vikings know it's late shot clock. Just 1 on the clock. Lance has to hurl one up from top of the key, and Jones McCrary and Anthony Brown battle for the defensive rebound. Pioneers come away with it. Anthony Brown off the high ball screen into the paint. Floater up and good. Changes speed so well. The 7-footer was trying to block the layup on the left side, and Anthony just stopped on a dime, got back to his good hand, gets the floater to drop. Jace Lance goes backdoor. Elmore read it all the way. TJ Wallace into the paint. Pull-up jumper rattles out. Elmore the rebound, and he's going to push. Pioneers have numbers. 4-on-3 break. Elmore, spin move to the bucket, gets it to go. The freshman from Dayton, Ohio, puts the orange uniforms in a spin cycle. He's got 6, 14-6 lead. Timeout Vikings. We'll take a short timeout. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Colin Macklin handles the point guard duties for Missouri Valley College. Comes off that double high ball screen. They were looking to get it to Patterson on the backdoor cut. Wasn't there. Now they get it to Patterson out top, guarded by Langer. And they're going to get a personal foul out top. First personal on the Pioneers. It'll be on Brooks Langer. Just one team foul apiece. Almost 7 minutes into the ball game now. Macklin inbounds to Vincent Taylor out top, his first action, and now back to TJ Wallace. Wallace penetrates, pitch. Burnett's three off the mark. Rebound Langer. Anthony Brown going to handle the ball at the point guard spot as Jonel Aponte into the ball game. So no true point guard, but Anthony plenty capable. Aponte with a big game at Graceland Saturday. Came in, knocked down 3 triples. And Jones McCrary seals off his defender, gets the nice feed out top from Brown, and Caleb's on the board with 2. 16-6 lead for the Pioneers. Traveling violation, 1 too many steps on TJ Wallace. Interesting lineup here for the Pioneers is Anthony Brown kind of running the point guard duties on offense, but guarding the 4 on the defensive end. Such a versatile player. He's going to take a seat, earns himself a well-earned rest as Ed Wright back into the ballgame, and he'll do some of the same, handle the point guard duties on offense, although a scoring wing by trade. Vikings in a zone now, 2-3 look. Pioneers saw plenty of that 2-3 zone Saturday up in Iowa against Graceland. Stymied them for just a bit, and then Langer and Aponte got hot from the three-point line. Jones McCrary spins baseline, flips one up, took some contact, no whistle. So the defensive adjustment by the Vikings effective on possession number 1 anyway. Good shooting lineup in the game for the Pioneers as Aponte, Ed Wright, Langer, Alexander, all plenty capable three-point shooters, and Jolan Patterson draws another foul on Langer, his second, 2 of them on the dribble drive from Patterson. So that's going to send Mekhi Elmore back into the ball game for the Pioneers to captain the ship against this 2-3 zone. Oliver Paleon Gerard into the ball game for the Vikings as well as Lance's jumper off the right elbow rattles out. Ed Wright in transition to the cup. A lot of contact, no whistle. Jake Alexander comes away with it eventually, drives baseline. Back out to Ed Wright. He drives baseline, and for about the 4th time on that possession, Jarius Burnett cuts off a Pioneer dribble drive on the baseline on the right side. And that time they're going to get him for a blocking foul. His second, and he's going to exit the game. It'll send Logan Walker in, 6'5" sophomore out of LaBom, Washington. Jones McCrary finds Ed Wright in the corner. Wright's 3 on the way, nothing but net. Ed Wright buries the triple in the corner against that 2-3 zone. Extend the Pioneer lead to 13 here early in the first half. Dribble handoff action from Taylor to Paleon Gerard. Now Walker into the paint, has his shot blocked by Jones McCrary, who came over on the baseline and helped. Walker never saw it. Blocked it into the Pioneer bench. And he's going to earn himself a break as Kobe Reese checks in. Will play the 5 spot for the Pioneers. Walker gets it in to Jace Lance out top. Guarded by Makai Elmore. Elmore pushes him to his left hand. Lance all the way to the cup. Floater on the left side, blocked again. I'm not sure who they're going to give credit to on the block shot. There were a couple of Pioneer defenders in the paint. Give it to Elmore. Good pursuit. It'll be Viking basketball on the baseline, but just 2 on the shot clock. TJ Wallace to inbound. This is where you got to think the big fella Jonathan Hall might be a quick lob threat. They go right back into Wallace on the dribble. Hand off, his 3 off the mark. Good box out by Ed Wright. Pulls down the defensive rebound. Throws it the length of the floor. Pioneers off and running. Alexander back to Aponte. Jonell turns down the triple. Going to run some offense. Pick and roll on the right wing. Kobe Reese to the bucket. A lot of contact. He's going to go to the line for 2. Beautiful feed by Ed Wright on that isolated side. 2-man game on the right wing. Missouri Valley hedged that ball screen, put 2 on the ball. Ed Wright recognized it right away, dropped it off to the rolling Kobe Reese. And Reese is going to be at the line for 2. First foul shot rattles out. Kobe splits it, 1 for 2 at the line. Pioneers lead 20-6 here, just about midway through the first half. Lance off the flare screen. Jace thought about a 3. 1 dribble, pull up 3 from the top, left it just short. Elmore gets the rebound. In transition, looking for Aponte, it was stolen away. Wallace jumped the passing lane. Here comes TJ Wallace, transition, Euro step, bucket. Good take by TJ Wallace. 6'4" junior out of Amory, Mississippi. Junior college transfer. Elmore back the other way, all the way to the cup, left-handed layup. Doesn't drop. Makai took some contact there. Pioneer bench begging for a foul call. Didn't get it. Elmore is a jet in transition. I mean, he is at the rim, especially to his left hand, in a hurry. Couldn't convert on the layup. We are going to get Anthony Brown back into the ballgame as Jake Alexander takes his first breather. Just 10 seconds before the media timeout at the next dead ball. Dribble handoff action. Wallace goes back to Lance off the pin down screen. Illegal screen. Pioneers read it the whole way. They knew they were going to Jace Lance off that pin down, but Logan Walker not set. Moving on that pin down screen, trying to get it back to Jace Lance, and his first 4th team foul on the Vikings is going to send us to the under 10 media timeout. So 9:59 to go in the first half. Pioneers lead 20-8. We'll be back in 1 minute. MNUsports.com. Aponte inbounds to Elmore. Makai throws it up the floor. Anthony Brown was unguarded for a moment. Missouri Valley back into that 2-3 zone. Can be an effective zone team with that length on the back line. You got a 7-footer at the rim, some length on the wing. Anthony Brown into the paint. Floater up over the top is good. Anthony Brown has 8, leads the Pioneers in scoring. Pioneers stay in their man-to-man. They'll show a 3-2 zone look at times, but predominantly man-to-man defense. Walker off that side ball screen. Look to go to Jonathan Hall. Aponte deflected it and stole it away. And Jonell ahead of the pack, lays it in on the right side. Difficult finish. Aponte, a left-handed player, had to switch hands in the air, finish with the right in transition, turning defense into offense. Pioneers extending this lead big here early on in the first half. 9 minutes to go in the first. 24-8 your score. Lance has half of them, but he turns it over there. Elmore to Brown in transition. Skip pass. Ed Wright all alone. 3-ball. Corner pocket. Got it. Ed Wright getting back on track from downtown. Shot it so well early on in the year. Had gone through just a bit of a slump the last couple of games, and he's knocked down a couple here in the first half. Walker off the top of the key. Good defense by Aponte. Jonell's minutes continue to go up as he's been productive off the bench. Vikings get it to Hall off the pick and roll. He spins in the lane and can't get the layup to drop. Kobe Reese cleans up the mess. Ed Wright, the hezzy, blow by into the paint. He's going to go to the line for 2. Heck of a move in transition by Ed Wright. Little hesitation, gets it back to his right hand and all the way to the cup. Earns himself a trip to the charity stripe. Jake Alexander and Caleb Jones-McCrary back into the ball game. Ed Wright has pushed this lead out to 20, make it 21. And he ties Anthony Brown with 8 points apiece here early. Jelon Patterson guarded out top by Wright all the way at the timeline, and Ed Wright picks up a cheap personal. Poked in at the basketball, got him in the head, and Ed knows it, didn't argue. Just his first personal, 3rd team foul on the Pioneers. Oliver Pauline Gerard inbounds on the sideline, gets it to Lance out top. Lance just about went backcourt, kept it in. Vikings, little pin down set, gonna flare for Jace Lance. Couldn't get it to him that time. Good defense by Elmore, fought over the top of that flare screen. Hall, dribble handoff action to Patterson, into the paint. Patterson had to change hands in midair, couldn't get it to go, and that's gonna be a shot clock violation, I believe. There it is, Jonathan Hall couldn't get the short corner jumper off in time. Pioneer defense forces the shot clock. Gonna see a set play here against the 2-3 zone. Gonna go to Ed Wright in the corner, and now Anthony Brown's gonna sprint to the corner, and they're going to get it inside to Jones-McCrary. He dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. Excuse me, it was off Jonathan Hall's foot out of bounds. It's a well-executed set play. They run Anthony Brown to the corner and screen the middle man of the zone, looking for Jones-McCrary. Got it to him. Sure they'll go back to that if Missouri Valley stays in this zone for long. Jones-McCrary had the low man on that backside of the zone. Macklin sealed off. Pioneers missed him. And Ed Wright buries another triple from the top of the key. He's got 11, leads all scorers. Ed Wright heating up here in the first half in the Cook Center. Insert a toaster, microwave joke. Cook Center, the kitchen, you get it. Makai Elmore pushes the ball screen back toward the sideline. They call that an ice. They forces the steal. Anthony Brown in transition is fouled and got it to go. A circus shot by Anthony Brown, who's already put a highlight dunk down on the right side. That time took the contact and double clutched. Somehow got the finger roll to go down. That's the 6th team foul on the Vikings, and Anthony Brown, the ridiculous finish, will head to the line for one more. He and Ed Wright are just going to go back and forth for who could be the leading scorer in the first half. He's trying to tie him at 11. Both guys lead the Vikings on their own in scoring. Colin Macklin handles out top, uses the ball screen, drives baseline to the rim, blocked by Jake Alexander, and that's a bad call. On the baseline, officials may have anticipated contact that time as Alexander got all basketball. Just his first personal. No foul trouble anywhere for the Pioneers. It's just 4 team fouls. No one with more than 1. I believe that's not true. Brooks Langer has 2. Macklin takes advantage, knocks down the first. Macklin 2 for 2 with the line. And Missouri Valley going to show full court press. Now they're going to fall back. Little token pressure. Anthony Brown isolated on the left side. Gets into that mid-post area where he's so dangerous. One-on-one with Patterson. Patterson reached around. There was some contact there. No whistle. Stolen away. Here come the Vikings in transition. They get it to Patterson, and his layup's up and good. So TJ Wallace with the steal, and Vikings capitalize. Elmore picked up full court by Macklin. Good ball pressure out top. Alexander 3 in the way from the far corner off the mark, and Jones McCurry tips it to Anthony Brown. He takes a 3 from the top of the key, left it short. Another offensive rebound. This time it's Elmore who came down with it. They get it high post to Jones McCurry. Double team comes, open 3 from Elmore. He buries it. Makai Elmore knocks down the triple. Missouri Valley has turned up the ball pressure, but it has left long closeouts and scrambles. Pioneers take advantage. Elmore buries the triple. 30-second timeout. Pioneers lead 37-12. 6:05 to go first half. MNUsports.com. Viking basketball after the timeout. Get into a floppy set. Pin downs on both sides. Go back to TJ Wallace, guarded by Anthony Brown. He looks to go high post to Hall, but Ed Wright came from all the way across the floor, poked it away from behind, but couldn't come up with the steal. Out of bounds, last touch by the Pioneers. Be Viking basketball on the sideline with 16 on the shot clock. TJ Wallace will inbound. Jace Lance checks back in for the Vikings. Hall, top of the key, swings. Macklin takes a 3, contested by Ed Wright, and it bounces over the backboard, out of bounds. Vikings going to stay in that token full court pressure. They're just pick you up just enough to make you think about it. Pioneers swing it across the perimeter. Get it to Elmore. Get a chase to an on-ball screen. Jones McCurry off the pick and roll. Good rotation by Patterson. Came over and helped side. Ended up with a steal. That's a couple times now we've seen, Wallace, TJ Wallace come over and help and steal it away. And Wallace in transition to the rim. Just about traveled, but got it away. Found Jace Lance. Lance's pull-up jumper off the mark. Anthony Brown the rebound. Ahead of the pack to Ed Wright. And Ed Wright thought about dunking one. Instead lays it in.
30-second timeout.
3 different Pioneers could have had a layup or dunk there. Ed Wright, Jones McCurry, and Jake Alexander all ahead of the pack. Ed Wright just takes the easy deuce, and the Pioneers lead 39-12. 30-second timeout. MNUsports.com. MNU Sports on YouTube. Macklin still handling the point guard duties. They're letting Jace Lance play off the ball a little bit, try to get him some more looks. Dangerous scorer. He's going to get a pin down screen here from TJ Wallace. They go opposite. Macklin with the dribble handoff. Drives right to left, cut off by Ed Wright. Good defense from Wright. Pioneers just about forced another turnover. TJ Wallace off the screen. Baseline harassed by Anthony Brown. Burnett has to take a contested fadeaway three as the shot clock expires. Great defensive possession from the Pioneers. Ball pressure has been evident here in the first half by both teams, but Pioneers been effective. High ball screen to the rack. Elmore missed it on the left side. The 7-footer certainly causing some issues at the rim that time. Jonathan Hall on the interior defense. Ed Wright's going to pick up his second personal, and Jonel Aponte will head back into the ball game, give Ed Wright a blow. Coach Hepp doesn't want his guys picking up 3 before the first half. And Burnett has to throw it into the backcourt. Lance chases it down. Jace Lance swings across the top, going to come off a back screen. Now coming through the elevator, they're looking to get him a 3. Jake Alexander jumps the passing lane, takes away the catch and shoot opportunity. Lance probing 10 on the shot clock, way out top, going to get a screen now from Hall. Turns the corner, floater on the baseline, tough shot. Jace Lance gets the floater to drop. He's got 6. Alexander has it right side, goes into the post. Anthony Brown one-on-one with Wallace. Wallace has a couple of steals, reaches in again. This time they're going to get him for the cylinder foul, and that should send Anthony Brown to the line for 1-1. I think that was a lot less contact than the first time he did it, where there was no call and he came away with a steal. Maybe refs thought they might have missed it and made up for it. Be a 1-on-1 opportunity. 17 fouls on the Vikings. Anthony knocks down the front end. He's got 11. So with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, the score is Missouri Valley 14, Ed Wright 13, Anthony Brown 11, and the Pioneers nearing a 30-point lead. And Caleb Jones-McCrary going to pick up a foul at the rim. It's going to send Jelon Patterson to the line.
Fouls number 23, Caleb Jones-McCrary. That's his first 16th foul.
Maybe my favorite stat of the first half is that Caleb Jones-McCrary picked up his first personal foul with just 3:26 to go in the first half. Done a nice job defending in the lane without fouling, guarding both a 7-foot post man and guards off the dribble drive and the ball screen action. Jake Alexander comes away with the defensive board, and Pioneers have a set play coming. Elmore isolated on Jace Lance, into the paint, gets it back, left-hand layup up and good. The freshman right to the bucket, goes over the top of Jace Lance for the easy deuce, and Mekhi Elmore now in double figures with 11. Having himself a big first half. That kid's just going to keep getting better and better. Patterson in the paint, lost it. Alexander poked it away. Last touch out by Alexander, so Vikings will keep it on the baseline. Colin Macklin will inbound it. Goes to Jarius Burnett. Burnett to Lance, shot fake in the paint. Kept his dribble alive, gonna reset. Gets a screen from Vincent Taylor. Tried to get it to Taylor on the pick and pop, couldn't connect. Aponte came away with the steal. Just about lost it, got it back. Flips it to Mekhi Elmore to run some offense. Anthony Brown off the ball screen, swings it back to Elmore. His 3 knocks it down, and Mekhi has now tied the Vikings at 14. 3 Pioneers in double figures, and the offensive onslaught continues. Vincent Taylor going to take a 3 from the slot off a pick and pop action. Anthony Brown the rebound ahead of the pack. Jones-McCrary is going to get an easy dunk. 47-14 here in the first half. Some highlight dunks and some hot shooting from the three-point line been the story for the Pioneers, along with the really excellent half-court defense. Jelon Patterson goes out top to Taylor. Dribble handoff to Lance. Blown up. Elmore just about took that dribble handoff, which is exactly what you want your guards to do. Patterson has to heave up a three left wing. Off the mark. Aponte the rebound. Jonell to Elmore ahead of the pack. Fast break. Going to slow things down. Didn't have numbers. Heady play. Aponte left all alone. Gets into the paint. Drive and kick. Alexander's three. Buries it. Unselfish play by Jonell Aponte. Turns down a good shot. Gets a great one for Alexander. Jake's now got 5. The lead is 36. I'm not a math major, but I believe it's 36 here in the first half. Burnett had his shot erased from behind by Jones-McCray, but they're going to get Alexander with a foul underneath. Second personal on Jake Alexander. Both teams in the bonus now, but under a minute to go in the first half. Burnett knocks down the foul shot.
Substitution for the Pioneers, number 0, Kobe Reese.
Burnett goes 2 for 2 at the line. Vikings show zone. They're going to go back into that 2-3. Going to continue to show different looks. Hasn't mattered yet here in the first half as the Pioneers have 50. And Reese going to turn it over. Lost his footing. Couple of Vikings harassing him on the baseline. Taylor and Burnett on the bottom end of that 2-3 zone, causing some issues that possession. 3-second difference between shot and game clock. No 2-for-1 opportunity. Lance going to take a quick and tough pull-up jumper on the baseline and knocks it down. So Pioneers can take the last shot of the half and go into the break with no worse than a 32-point lead. .12 to go in the game clock. Elmore gets it to Anthony Brown. High screen from Alexander. Brown into the paint. Layup opportunity just rolls out. Great execution. Got the look they wanted. Anthony Brown downhill in the paint against the zone and just rattled out. So Pioneers, after a hot first half, lead 50-18 in a conference matchup with Missouri Valley College. We'll take a 15-minute halftime break. Thanks for being with us at MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Welcome back into the Cook Center for second half of action between your Mid-America Nazarene University Pioneers and the visiting Missouri Valley Vikings. The Pioneers with a lopsided first half took a 50-18 advantage into the break. See what, if any, adjustments both sides come out of the break with as the Vikings go to Jace Lance, and why not? He was the lone bright spot offensively. He had 8 in the first half for Missouri Valley. Gets the floater off on the right-hand side but left it short, and Coach Hepker starts each half usually with a special, some type of set play. They were looking to go to Anthony Brown on the right side off a little pro cut, couldn't get it to him. Jones McCurry takes it high post, fakes the handoff, skips it. Alexander, 3-ball, corner pocket, back rim, too strong. Couple of stops out of the gate here to start the third quarter. Hall, again, thought about a 3 top of the key, turned it down, and another illegal screen. A couple of times we've seen that tonight from Missouri Valley, that pin down screen on the wing, whistled as illegal. And TJ Wallace going to have to exit the ball game. Picked up his 3rd personal, and Macklin will check in. Elmore handles, little token pressure. Now they do get it to Anthony off that pro cut. They try to isolate Jones McCurry on the block, and they do. Anthony Brown throws it over the top. Jones McCurry with the dunk. And a quick timeout by head coach Chad Lance. Going to talk things over. 30-second timeout, just a minute into the second half as Jones McCurry's dunk pushes that Pioneer lead out even further. We'll take a quick timeout at MNUsports.com. Viking basketball after the full timeout. 52-18 lead for the Pioneers, and Missouri Valley going to look to get it to Jace Lance up top off a zipper cut. They do. Lance gets a ball screen, gets downhill to his right hand. He's going to go to the line for 2. Personal foul on Makai Elmore.
Fouls on number 11, Makai Elmore. That's his first team foul. Jace Lance at the line, shooting 2.
Lance will have 2 opportunities at the stripe. Just about automatic from the free throw line. Knocks down the first. Chance to get himself into double figures. And does. He's got 10. Half the Valley points, 10 of their 20. Makai Elmore left side, gets it to Anthony Brown. They're again trying to isolate Jones McCurry in the post. Ed Wright comes for that little high-low look, high post, one-on-one with Lance. Takes a step-back jumper, contested, doesn't matter. Ed Wright absolutely on fire here tonight. He's got 15, hits another tough contested pull-up jumper. Believe 15 leads all scorers. There's 3 Pioneers flirting with that number. Elmore and Brown not far behind. Colin Macklin into the paint, lost it. And Burnett was just right place, right time. Picked up the loose ball, laid it in on the right side. Ed Wright, 3-ball, off the dribble handoff, this time off the rim left side. Had Got a clean look on that two-man action, the dribble handoff from Jones McCrary. Macklin into the paint, driving kick action, got it to Jalon Patterson. Patterson turned it down, swung it around to Jarius Burnett, and Burnett knocks down a triple. He scored the last 5 for Missouri Valley College. Anthony Brown going to use that spread pick and roll from Jones McCrary. Caleb into the paint. Should have had an and one. Would have had a dunk, but Jace Lance came over and helped on the rotation and swiped at it. Jones McCrary just lays it in for the easy deuce. He's got 8. Macklin, top of the key. Goes high post to Burnett. Burnett gets the switch, has a size advantage on Ed Wright, takes a step back jumper, contested, no good. Hall with the offensive rebound, and then Burnett turned it over. Pioneers off and running. Ed Wright in transition. Behind the back, scoop layup, double clutched it, couldn't get it to go. Was looking for a whistle, didn't get it. Oftentimes in a game this lopsided, referees get a little bit hesitant to blow the whistle in favor of the home team. Macklin all the way to the cup, missed the layup. Jonathan Hall there to tap it back in. Big fella's got 4. Elmore goes into the post. Anthony Brown one-on-one with Patterson. Skip pass. 3 on the way from Alexander, buries it. Jake Alexander knocks down another triple. He's got 8. Pioneers have been a juggernaut offensively here tonight. They go to big Jonathan Hall in the post. Shot fake, got Jones McCrary off his feet, and nice move in the post by big Jonathan Hall. Went with the up and under, couldn't get it to go, but Patterson there to tip it back in. So the Pioneer defense been just a tick less sharp here with the 30-point lead coming out of the break. And Vikings looking to capitalize on the turnover. Lance isolates the side, drives to that left hand, got the floater on the baseline up and in. We've seen him hit that floater on the baseline a couple of times. That's a difficult shot. Lance able to knock it down. Pioneers stepped over the inline on the inbounds pass, so that's going to be a turnover. And things gotten just a little bit too sloppy for Coach Hepker's liking. Coach Hep, one of the most competitive guys you'll ever meet, doesn't care what the scoreboard says, trying to make these guys play with championship habits all the time. Going to take a quick 30-second timeout and reiterate that point. It'll be Viking basketball baseline underneath when we come back, MNUsports.com. Paleon Gerard inbounds to a wide open Jace Lance, and that's not the guy you want to leave open. Pioneers fortunate. Good execution on the inbounds play. Lance just didn't knock down the triple. Ed Wright back the other way. Transition 3 off the mark. Coach Hep going to send sophomore Brooks Langer back into the ball game. Langer picked up 2 quick fouls and had to sit most of the first half. Will be the first sub off the bench here for the Pioneers in the second. Anthony Brown off the pick and roll, gets it to Jones McCrary. His jump hook left it short. That's an unbelievable play by Anthony Brown, as several players were battling for the offensive rebound, and Anthony was in midair, going to come down out of bounds and just tapped it off of a Viking who was already standing out of bounds. Heads up play, steals a possession. Langer fresh off the bench, 3 from the top of the key and nothing but net. It is so difficult to come off the bench and shoot the basketball on your first touch, and Langer made it look easy there. Catch and shoot, buries it. He's shooting a ridiculously high percentage from the floor and from 3 this season. continues to be efficient as Jonathan Hall gets the post basket to go. 7-footer has some soft touch with the jump hook. Elmore responds all the way in the rim, missed the layup, and it's going to be last touch off TJ Wallace. Pioneers will keep possession. Elmore in the dead corner, just nowhere to go with the basketball. Can't run on the baseline, and Burnett deflects the inbound attempt out of bounds. Second time around, they get it all the way to Caleb Jones-McCrary out top. Vikings back in the 2-3 zone. Langer goes short corner to Anthony Brown. His floater off the mark, and what an offensive rebound by Alexander. Just went up and over everybody and then turned it over. Threw it right to Jace Lance. Lance drops off a pass to Peleon Gerard, whose dunk attempt is off the mark. And now Anthony Brown, showtime, cocks one back and throws it down, pushes the Pioneer lead out to 31, and AB's got 13 of them. Jonelle Aponte and Kobe Reese head to the scorers table, and that's the third or fourth time tonight that we've seen an illegal screen off the ball from the Vikings. I don't think any of them have been a ball screen that have got the moving screen call. They've all been on that pin down on the wing. That time they get Jonathan Hall, his second team foul on the Vikings. See on your screen the backboard cam, Anthony Brown's transition cock back flush. Kind of a cool new feature in the Cook Center. We got the camera up behind the glass. Pioneers run that stagger double on the right side. It's a decoy really to get Makai Elmore in isolation. Makai was getting downhill to his left hand, had it poked away. Brooks Langer able to save it out near midcourt. Reset. High ball screen from Reese. Elmore off the screen. Finds an open Brooks Langer. Langer, another three ball, buries it. Brooks Langer just stays red hot from downtown. Back-to-back triples. Elmore ices the ball screen, and Peleon Gerard goes backdoor. Takes advantage of the overhelp. Tough to help out of that strong side corner, even in the pick and roll action. They go back to Langer, shaking up out of the corner. Brooks, unselfish, turns down the three ball, enters the post to Kobe Reese. Reese up and under, he's going to go to the line for two. Good work inside by the big fella. Transfer out of Spokane, Washington. Got the defender off his feet. It was Vincent Taylor. He's going to pick up his first. Colin Macklin back into the game for Missouri Valley. And Reese left the second foul shot short. Macklin comes down with the board. Isolated side, pick and roll, and Jace Lance tries to turn the corner and dribbled it off his foot. Good ball screen defense that time by the Pioneers. They like to ice those ball screens, keep them on the same side of the floor, push you toward that near sideline, and Brooks Langer was there in help and forces the turnover. 12 minutes to go in the ball game. Pioneers run some offense. Go dribble handoff action with Anthony Brown. Swings it to a wide open Brooks Langer in the corner, and Langer's three off the mark. Chases it down, got his own miss, lays it in on the right side. Brooks Langer with 8 quick points here off the bench in the second half. Pioneers getting great shots on every possession when they don't turn it over, just executing their offense to a T. Versus man and zone here in the last couple of ball games. Seen quite a bit of zone. Pin down dribble handoff action. Pioneers call it zoom. Run it on offense and guard it on the other end. It's good action to guard. Elmore behind the back. Jonelle Aponte, the alley-oop and the finish from Anthony Brown. What a play. Makai Elmore started it with the no-look behind the back, and Aponte's dime to Anthony Brown for the highlight finish. Pioneer bench loves it. Even Coach Hepker's got a big smile on his face after that one. And Pioneers lead it 72-35. Just 11:15 to go in the ball game. We'll take a full timeout. MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube. Viking basketball out of the timeout. Zipper cut action for TJ Wallace. Wallace gets downhill to his right hand, lost his balance, went all the way to the floor. You can't do that without it being a travel, I don't think. Maybe he got rid of it in time. And Wallace gets it back and knocks down a triple. TJ Wallace, who's had a quiet ball game from the scoring perspective, now with 5. Buries the triple. Aponte gets a guard-to-guard screen from Ed Wright into the paint, drive and kick action. Langer had an open look, didn't catch it cleanly. Wisely swung it to Ed Wright, right in the post. Shot fake, got his man off his feet, took the contact, and will go to the line for 2. Ed's so crafty in the post, does a nice job getting defenders to leave their feet with that shot fake. It's amazing what happens when guys use the shot fake in the paint. So effective and underutilized. I know the man with his name on the floor, head coach Rocky Lamar, preaches to his guys, did for years and years, shot fake in the paint, and Ed Wright did just that, earned himself a trip to the line. Ed now with 17 in the ball game. And Branton Van Dyke in to run the point guard duties for the Pioneers. Freshman PG out of Herman, Utah. Ed Wright might have got a piece of that. Give him credit for a block shot in the stat book, but, well, maybe not. If they're going to say Pioneers basketball, they're going to say no touch. So, shot didn't draw iron, but good defense in the paint from the Pioneers. Next dead ball will have the under 10 media timeout, and Ed Wright isolates on the side, received that step-up ball screen by Van Dyke, and was looking for a cutting Kobe Reese on the baseline. Reese couldn't handle the pass. Vincent off and running in transition. Vincent Taylor slowed it up, swung it around the perimeter, 3 off the mark by Patterson. Offensive rebound by Taylor, and Taylor with the spin move, couldn't get it to drop, and Patterson went up over everybody, wanted the putback dunk, didn't get it. But a third offensive rebound leads to an easy 2 for the Vikings. Delay action from the Pioneers. Swing it to that 5-out look. You're big at the top of the key where he can go dribble handoff. Aponte in the paint, drive and kick action. Langer's 3 rattles out. Coach Hepker going to send his starting group back into the game, I think. With the exception of Makai Elmore, who's going to remain on the bench. They're going to let Van Dyke run the point for a while, I would imagine. We'll see what group's on the floor after the under 10 media timeout. So 9:15 to go in the ball game. It's Pioneers 74, Vikings 40, MNUsports.com. Wallace's fadeaway jumper on the elbow off the mark. Another offensive rebound by Vincent Taylor, and Taylor's going to go to the line for 2. Personal is going to be on Van Dyke, his first. Not a lot of whistles either way here in the second half. Neither team particularly in foul trouble. Nobody nearing the bonus just yet, as we're approaching 9 minutes to go in the ballgame. Taylor off the mark. Give credit to Ryan Robinson, whooping away in the corner, causing the missed foul shots. Van Dyke gets things set, swings it across to Anthony Brown. Brown uses the ball screen from Jones McCrary. Van Dyke feeds the post from the top of the key. Caleb, great catch. Goes baseline, drops one off. Anthony Brown with the bucket. Beautiful interior pass. Jones McCrary, such a good passer from that post spot. Anthony Brown now with 17. Capitalizes on the post-to-post pass and gets the floater to drop. Taylor looking to respond. Has his shot blocked by Jones McCrary, but got it back and up and in. So Vincent Taylor has been active on the offensive glass. Several offensive rebounds here in the second half. Beautiful pass. Van Dyke found an open Ed Wright in the corner. Won't get an assist in the stat book, but a great drive and dish from the young point guard. Vikings are just attacking the offensive glass here. Coming up empty that possession, but bodies all over the offensive glass, and Caleb Jones McCrary was just standing under the rim wide open, and Pioneers missed him. Anthony Brown was fouled by LaJohn Patterson. Just the 5th team foul on the Vikings, so still 2 before the bonus. And Jones McCrary, good execution on the baseline out of bounds play. Came open on the slip, sealed his man off on the switch, and Van Dyke got it to him for the easy layup. Jones McCrary in double figures now with 10. Lance drives baseline, goes to that pull-up jumper this time instead of the floater. He's been so good with the floater. Couldn't get the pull-up to drop, and Jones McCrary comes down with a defensive rebound. Coach Hepker telling his guys to be smart with the pace of play here. Pioneers play so fast, like to get out in transition, but happy to take some time off the clock here and execute in the half court. They're going to get Jones McCrary with a illegal screen. So they've gotten the Vikings with that same call a few times. Pioneers wanted that same illegal screen call coming off the zipper cut, but didn't get it. Anthony Brown, full court outlet to Ed Wright, tipped out of bounds by Burnett. Will be Pioneer basketball. Kobe Reese checks in for the Pioneers. Be matched up with the 7-footer. Van Dyke directs traffic, gets it to Ed Wright, top of the key. Ed gets a ball screen from Reese. Little in and out dribble all the way to the cup, and he takes a lot of contact. Officials got to call that one, and a couple guys race over to pick him up. Ed Wright going to head to the line for 2. Nice job executing out of the dead ball situation. Little zipper cut, get it to him at the top of the key. High flat ball screen, and Ed got to his strong hand, the right side. Little in and out dribble all the way to the bucket. Gets himself to the free throw line where he is just about automatic. Ed Wright, I believe, still shooting in the 90% range, 90 plus from the line. Flirting with the record held by Coach Rocky Lamar. Yours truly in second place with that free throw percentage record in a season, and Ed Wright just might break it. Certainly on track. Jace Lance going to head to the foul line for 2. He was fouled by Van Dyke his second. Pioneers just 5 team fouls. Lance knocks down the free throw. He leads the Vikings in scoring with 13. Left the second one short, and Kobe Reese comes away with the board. Van Dyke going to bring it across and try to execute a little half-court offense. Directs traffic, dealing with some ball pressure from Macklin, and that's going to be where the growth in Van Dyke's game comes, being able to handle the ball pressure from really quick defenders at the college level. So he's got just about everything else in his game already. Anthony Brown picks the pocket of TJ Wallace. Thought about running, instead slows it down, skip past to Brooks Langer. Great hands on the defensive end. Pioneers would have turned that into a transition basket if the score wasn't what it is. Langer, dangerous skip into the corner. Alexander came down with it. Refuses the screen, drives baseline. Alexander reverse layup up and in. Strong take from Jake Alexander. Loves that baseline drive when he can refuse a ball screen on the wing. Took advantage that time, got the easy deuce. Jonathan Hall, the big fella, takes a three, this time off the back rim. He's thought about a couple of them tonight. That's the first time he's pulled the trigger. And Jonel Aponte checks back in for the Pioneers alongside freshman Caden Caberline. Caberline, 6'7", Olathe South product from just down the street here in Olathe, playing in his hometown. Pioneers are glad he decided to stay home. Got a lot of upside. Plays in the post, but can step out and shoot it a little bit. Wearing 35 in the white jersey. Takes it there from Reese. Caberline drives baseline, cut off. Out to Van Dyke. Van Dyke turns it over. Vikings jump the passing lane, and Jace Lance was looking to throw the alley-oop lob in transition to Peleon Gerard. It wasn't there. Under 5 minutes to go in the ball game, a 38-point lead in the Cook Center. Pioneers enter the post. Caden Caberline one-on-one, drop steps, goes right to that right-handed jump hook. Strong take by the freshman, just couldn't get it to drop, left it short. Jace Lance isolated right side, one-on-one with Aponte, gets into the paint, jump stop, floater, no good. Offensive rebound, put back dunk attempt, no good, but Peleon Gerard got his own miss and laid it up and in. Aponte drives right to left, gets it to Caberline on the baseline, and Caden stepped out of bounds. Took that false step on the sideline, and heel clipped the end line. Macklin uses a high ball screen, gets into the paint, drops it off to rolling Peleon Gerard, who gets the basket to go and one. Oliver Peleon Gerard now with 8 and will go to the line for one more. And the Pioneers with 4 minutes to go in the ballgame, still quite a bit of time here. Gonna empty the bench, send in the young guys. Along with Aiden Michael, dual sport athlete. We'll see freshman Dante Wheatcroft, sophomore Adri Ibarra, and freshman guard Zane Novotny round out the 5 on the floor for the Pioneers. A couple of subs for the Vikings as well. Haven't seen a lot of David, who guards the ball now. That's his last name, 2 in the orange jersey, as Caberline gets the bucket to go off the assist from Zane Novotny. As well as Jagger Lawler into the ballgame for the first time for Missouri Valley. Kansas City area guy, getting to play near his hometown. Lance shot off the mark, and Novotny with the rebound. Feeds Caberline, headed to the basket, and he's fouled, going to go to the line for for 2 unless they whistle this on the floor. Well, either way, it's going to be 1 and 1. He's going to go to the line. Nice feed inside from Novotny, who had an assist on the prior possession. And 1 and 1, front end of the 1 and 1 is off the mark. And we've got an official's timeout, I believe, as Jagger Lawler from Missouri Valley is going to head over to the training table and be tended to by Pioneer training staff. I didn't see what happened. He appears to be walking okay, so hopefully all good news there. Lance back into the game, handles out top. Off the ball screen into the paint. Was looking for a cutting David going back door, couldn't get it to him. Imandari David was the intended target, a 5'10" senior from Minneapolis. He's pressuring the ball out top. Novotny keeps his dribble alive and now gets his pocket picked by David. And David just about turned it right back over. Did get it into the hands of Jace Lance. Lance takes a transition 3, left it short. Ibarra the rebound. Ibarra pushing. Adri Ibarra to the rim, has his shot blocked off the backboard by Peleon Girard. And Girard kicks it out to David for the open 3. Novotny throws a full court outlet. Ibarra was still ahead of the pack. Shot fakes and draws some contact and is going to go to the free throw line. They're going to get Peleon Girard. Didn't allow Ibarra the space to land is the call from the officials. So Adri Ibarra at the line. Knocks down the first one, so Ibarra's on the board. Ibarra goes 2 for 2. And David going to take another 3 on the right wing. Very contested. Hit back rim, then front rim. Another offensive rebound by the Vikings, and David into the paint. Floater didn't draw iron, and they're going to say Ibarra touched it last. So it'll be Viking basketball on the baseline. And Novotny has to chase Lance over the top of screens, decided to go underneath. Probably not the route they had on the scouting report, as Jace Lance can really shoot it from 3, but missed the open one on the corner, but David puts in the offensive rebound. Here's another turnover by the Pioneers. Three on the way, up and in from Logan Walker. His first basket of the ball game. Macklin pokes it away. Novotny able to go back in the backcourt and retrieve it, and he's going to head to the line as he was fouled by Macklin from behind. Play has gotten very sloppy here in the last few minutes of action. Both teams playing some guys who don't see the floor all the time, and ball pressure has picked up from Missouri Valley. Novotny front end of the 1-and-1, couldn't get it to drop. Macklin got Caberline in a switch. Caden does a nice job moving his feet, forces a tough shot. Contested pull-up too. You can't ask for anything else from your young big fella. Switched out onto a point guard. Novotny, the fancy footwork with the spin move, gets into the paint, drops one off, goes through the legs of Caberline, and Aiden Michael swings it to Dante Wheatcroft. Wheatcroft, great pass, found Novotny open in the corner. He buries the triple. Zane Novotny hits the three and gives his teammates on the bench something to cheer for. Great assist on the play by Wheatcroft with the left-handed pass along the baseline. Wheatcroft is a lefty, but still a nice pass. Caberline picks up the personal, his second, and Jonathan Hall will go to the line. Knocks down the first. He's got 7. And Hall goes 2 for 2. Caberline out top, looking for dribble handoff action. Novotny went back door. They couldn't connect. Threw it out of bounds on the baseline. Macklin handles out top. Floppy action. They get it to Jace Lance on the wing. Lance enters the post to Jonathan Hall. Hall one-on-one with Caberline. He's got quite the size advantage. Caberline does a nice job holding his ground. Walls up inside, forces the miss. Pioneers off and running. Ibarra slams on the brakes, lets the big man fly by, and Adri Ibarra lays it in. He's got 4. Macklin back the other way, out of control, was fouled. I think they're going to get Caberline again, his 3rd personal. Colin Macklin heads to the line for 2. Knocks down the first. Splits the pair, and that should be your final score. Pioneers have the shot clock turned off, and they're going to get a big Heart of America Conference victory, 91-60. Pioneers with a lopsided win over Missouri Valley College. And they'll be right back here on Saturday for a ranked matchup against a top 25, always tough William Penn University team. So both men's and women's teams back Saturday, 2 and 4. Thanks for being with us, MNUsports.com, MNU Sports on YouTube.